Bus was headed westbound on Route 173 full of children when it collided with a Jeep Wrangler which was headed southbound on Kilbourne Avenue.
It sounded like a thud, a really hard thud.
Eyewitness Barbara Taylor's home overlooks the accident scene. She immediately ran from her house as children were climbing from the bus's emergency exit.
There was more fear and trauma in that way with the children. There were bloody noses and eye injuries.
The driver of the Jeep Wrangler, identified as 62-year-old Philip Smith of Beach Park, was pronounced dead at the scene. 2 people were hurt in another car, this Jeep Cherokee. 23 children from the bus were loaded on another bus and driven to Condell Hospital in Libertyville for treatment. 12 others were more seriously hurt and transported by ambulance.
Some of the kids were upbeat, jovial, as if they just got off a ride at Great America, and other kids were asking for their mother or father and wanted to go home.
Even seasoned investigators said they thought it was a miracle the injuries on the bus were not more serious. The impact was so severe the bus spun 180 degrees and rolled over. Its roof crumpled by the impact.
The school bus with the high seat backs, and these children were much smaller, small kids. And you have the high seat backs, which are protecting the kids as they were bouncing around in the bus.
This bus was operated by a company called Durham School Services. Last year, the company was involved in 6 crashes, including one large one involving 22 injuries on the Tri-State Tollway. Now, as we mentioned, that intersection has been a problem site for years. We have some late numbers in from the Illinois Department of Transportation. From 2004 to 2011, there were 53 crashes at that intersection. 24 of those involved injuries, and 1 had a fatality. For now, live in Wadsworth, Phil Rogers, NBC 5.
Phil, thank you.
Well, it is a call that no parent ever wants to get. Your child's been in a bus accident and is now on its way to the hospital. Several parents got that call this morning.
Our team coverage continues with Kim Bottas. She's in Libertyville where some children were transported. Kim?
Well, the good news is now that all but one of the children treated and released here, there were 24 in all. They were also very young. These patients just 5 to 10 years old, the doctors say. Most of them suffering cuts, bruises, and a few of them broken bones, but all expected to recover just fine. A 9-year-old girl smiles from her hospital bed. Jessica Ramos and her 6-year-old brother Luis were both on the school bus when it crashed and flipped on its side.
When I see my son, I'm crying.
Luis Ramos holding his son tight as they left the hospital.
I hurt myself in the window.
Nervous, but okay. Luis Jr. has a couple of small cuts on his face. Can you show me, where did you get hurt?
My nose and my lips.
Did you get a bloody nose?
Yes.
You okay now? How do you feel?
Good.
Many parents rushed to the hospital as soon as they got word. By this afternoon, most of the children were treated and released. Some waved leaving the emergency room, and many of the children still had their backpacks.
Well, luckily, most of them were just shaken up, and they had contusions and bruises and a few broken extremities. But for the most part, they were in stable condition.
Emergency room pediatric doctors say they treat mostly between the ages of 5 and 10.
Most of them told us that they were on a seat and then they ended up on the floor and next to the other child. They kind of all fell to the side.
Yeah, I'm happy because my son is very good.
Other hospitals treating many of the other patients are reporting some of the same injuries, but all say these children are very lucky. We're live here at Advocate Condell Medical Center in Libertyville. Kim Bottas, NBC 5 News.
A lot of relieved parents today. Thanks so much, Kim.
So stay with NBC5 and NBCChicago.com for the latest developments on this deadly school bus crash.
And in Virginia today, a college visit ends in a deadly